Come here, buddy. Place. Yeah, good boy. Place. Get on. Good boy. Good boy. No. Sit. Good boy. Okay. Oh, hello. There's someone here. I'm gonna wait a second until whoever is coming gets in here. We'll play some guitar for a couple minutes and wait for people to come in. I got the dogs eating. All right, that's good. Boom, boom. Couldn't get the other one to work, so I had to start one here. Doop. Dogs are eating. Dogs are eating. Next door neighbor's dog is barking. We'll see what happens here. Oh, hello, Toxic. How you doing? Hey, what's up? Good afternoon. It's morning here. It's still only 10 a.m. We're on West Coast time here. I'm just waiting. This is my like stream loading blues song. This is what I'm gonna start playing every time we do this. See if people actually pour in. What do you go? You're into training. So what you got? Well, right now I got the dogs eating right now. I only have a couple dogs here right now. Bozo, that yellow lab, is here still. He's doing good. But he's eating. He's a very odd dog when he eats his chicken leg quarters, he peels all the skin and meat off of the whole bone and then slowly eats the bone across like the drum up to the end, and then it's never seen a dog do it like that. Hey, Michelle. I guess since Michelle's in here, I'll address one thing. I'm going to say this right now, and it's like annoying. I had to delete Pigeon Lady's comments on my video because it's like, and I'm just going to, I think Michelle is like the one-time thing. I helped Michelle with some misunderstanding in the chat, something that happened with being deleted or blocked. I never even asked to be a mod. I'm happy to be a mod for Peter's stuff, but having PL come on and be like, you asked him to be a mod and now you're getting mad at mods. You have to apologize to this person. Like, no, miss me with all that shit. I'm a grown man. I don't get told what to do by people, and I don't want my channel or my videos becoming like the comment section becoming like some battleground for off stream topics of Peter's streams and what went wrong. I'm not into that. But more specifically, probably similar to Peter, I don't need anyone coming on my comments. I mean, my channel is small and I'm trying my best, but like, I don't need people coming from Peter's streams into my comments telling me what I need to do, telling me what what I'm doing wrong. Like, I just try to highlight things that were going on, speak out for people who weren't there, and make sure that everyone knows everything's on the up and up. I don't care if someone gets banned. Like, that is true. She's right. It's Peter's call. It's not my call. So Michelle was like a one-time deal. I'm not going to be getting involved in any of that. My only goal when I'm in Peter streams is to ban and block any trolls and spammers. Outside of that, I'm not really going to speak on it anymore. I'm not going to address it at Peter streams. I'm not going to address it here because I think it's a waste of breath and a waste of time. Having said that, I was really happy that people came into the stream yesterday. I will, if people pour in, I will answer dog questions. I'm more than happy to do that. I am, Michelle, I'm getting there. I just need to get my voice back to do it, but I am getting there, Something like that. It's coming. It's not coming yet. That's cool, man. Adriano, Peter is an excellent dog trainer. Honestly, a lot of the things that I've learned over the last year are things that he's helped me work through. I mean, he's the best. No part of me, I'll just say it outright, like, I'm happy to be able to represent like the methodology kind of over here on the West Coast, but no part of me even thinks I'm close to as good as Peter. Peter is up here, master class level, and I'm somewhere floating down here. I'm learning, and I love that Peter is open enough to help expand on what I know. I didn't have to prove anything to Peter other than that he saw right through me. Our first time we ever talked, I think Toxic was in the stream too. First time I ever opened my mouth to Peter, he was like, "Oh, so you're a dog trainer? You want to train dogs? Blah blah blah." And he was really, really supportive. And I think if you're going to send your dog to any dog trainer, other than me, obviously, like, even if you were like, "I want to send my dog to you or Peter," I'd still be like, "Send it to Peter," because he's great. If I wanted a dog trained by not me, I'd send it to Peter. He's the best. And I will take my time, and you will get the song when you get it, Michelle. When I have my voice back, I'm dealing with that. When I have my voice back, I'll play the song and post it. Otherwise, you're going to get like landslide, like really low, and I don't want to do it like that. Hopefully, if these streams go well, as weird as this is, I feel very awkward right now, but as weird as this is, if the streams start going well, if this does okay, then maybe I'll try to make a consistent thing of it each Friday morning around 10 a.m. on my time. So it's about 1 lunchtime on the East Coast. We can do some dog Q&A. If people have other questions, if it starts getting off the rails or off the dog topics, I'm fine with that too. I'm losing tons of money right now in the stock market. It's okay. Hey, Ria, how you doing? Your oven was featured today in the stream. It looked great. So yeah, basically, if anyone has any dog questions, fire them off in the chat. There's only a few of us here, so I'm gonna be able to see everyone's thing, and I'm gonna try my best to just answer everything I can. Yeah, Adriano, some stocks are taking a beating. It is what it is. I made some money. I lose some money. I'm not I don't trade thinking I'm gonna get rich. Well, not even that. I don't trade money that I need. If the play that I had made had gone the way I wanted, I'd have lots of money right now. And you know what? It isn't going the way I want. So I have the same amount of money I had because everything I put in there is just, I imagine when I put money into the stock market, I just burn it in my head. It doesn't exist. There's thousands and thousands of dollars in there, but it doesn't exist. What's my method for toilet training? You mean for a kid or a dog? My method for toilet training is don't have your dog go to the bathroom in your toilet. Take them out. Take them outside. I would hope that makes sense, Adriano. I don't put money in the market you're not ready to lose. Just doesn't exist anymore. I tell my friends your money becomes capital. A dog, no, don't train your dog to go to the bathroom in the toilet. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. I have helped a friend train their cat to go to the bathroom in the toilet. Only pee though, they don't poop in there. And that's just slowly moving the litter box there, but you don't want the dog going to the bathroom in the toilet. Do not use training pads. Tim the Pigeon Master is correct. Here's a free lesson if you didn't know this, and I'll probably sound like Peter on a lot of these, but yeah, wee wee pads or pee pads, whatever you want to call them, potty training pads, which is it'll train your dog to go potty. Yeah, it'll train it to go potty where the pee pad is or was. And if you put them there for a while and take them out, you better get some bleach, some white vinegar. If you want to spend way more and get some Nature's Miracle, you need to clean that area because those pads, they're scented with pheromones that smell like, piss and shit. They're not good for your dog. With one exception, if your dog is injured, my friend's Basset Hound hurt his back, legs, and spine, and we needed to use those. So having a hard time. But yeah, don't use those. Exactly. The dog will start thinking that it trains the dog to go to the bathroom wherever the pad is. If it's inside the house, if it's inside the house, then you're gonna have a dog that likes to piss and shit in the house. But I personally think there shouldn't be wee wee pads anywhere in pet stores. I think that maybe there should be like a section for like with the medical stuff where you get the dog ointment and shit like that. Put the wee wee pads there for injured dogs, or maybe have your vet give them to you. I think that that's one of many products that is out there that is just trash. It's just a grift to get money from people. You haven't missed out on anything except for I addressed that whole thing with the chat at Peter's, and this will be the last time I address it. I'm not getting involved in anything else in the chat at Peter's. He made me a mod by his own volition. I didn't ask for that, and I'm happy to be a mod. I think he just made me a mod because he was like, how is Troy not a mod? I don't care one way or another. I feel bad for anyone who gets lost in a shuffle. My understanding was that there was the Oompaville raid on his chat, and a lot of people may have gotten blocked or whatever. There was a lot of people coming in that day. That guy has millions of viewers, the Oompa channel. And so whatever. Here's my take. Some people got lost in the shuffle. If I spoke about anyone improper or anyone felt left out, I'm sorry. If anyone in the mod team felt like I was calling people out, I'm sorry. If Peter had an issue with anything, he knows how to reach me and say something. Outside of that, please don't jump in my chat or go on my channel or go on my comment section and make a big drama about it. Okay? I don't need the chisme up in my my comments. That's not what this channel is about. I don't have time for that shit. So let's not tell each other what to do. We're all grown adults. If you have a problem with the chat, reach out to Peter. His email's on his channel. I'm sure that if it's a mistake, he'll help you out. That's the end of that. Now we're doing dog questions. Yeah, old dogs with bad bladder control, you could do that. Basically, I'm saying you need those pee pads for like medical issues, and that's it. But even then, you could just, if you're home, you can get the dog outside. Number one option for anything, get the dog outside. You don't want even an old, decrepit dog pissing and shitting on themselves and being comfortable with it. It's uncomfortable. And then when it becomes comfortable, now you're in a really bad place because you're undoing the denning instinct. You're kind of like going counter to the instinct of the dog. And you never really want to do that with unwanted behaviors, right? Adriano, eye contact's important. I think you could just get your dog in like a sit, and you can keep them in a short sit with maybe like a 2 foot length on the leash, and you give the dog the command for their name, right? If you were the dog, Adriano, I want the dog to look up at me. Just do right. Everything with that is like break it down. We always break it down, right? We break it down into small steps. We ask for small things that the dog could be successful with. Don't do a huge session of new stuff. Overwhelm your dog, flood your dog with that, and then like look to your dog for attention and be upset that they're not looking. You might also need to start back, take a few backward steps. If your dog isn't engaged with you during training, then you need to address that. They need to know when you say the dog's name, hey dog, they look at you. Okay? They need to give you attention. The name, dogs don't really know their name. The name is really just the command for attention. Dog, boom, give the command, mark the command, move on. How long have I been training dogs? Well, I'm training dogs maybe a couple years now. I worked with dogs specifically. I've been working specifically on like service dog stuff and dog training for a couple years for fun, casually. And then before that, I worked at a zoo rescue. So I worked with the dogs in the yard there. I worked at like the farm dogs, and yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with dogs, and really I'm familiar with like animal training in general, but I've only been working specifically this business with dogs for a couple years, and only really like pushed for it in the last year and change. I didn't really think I was good enough, and then Peter kind of wised me to it. He was like, dude, just go for it, man. Blind and no longer could hear. Always get out the door, but couldn't get him to go out fast enough. So he's a pass. Yeah, I mean, Linda, again, with an old dog, we're gonna give what we can. It's give and take, right? I'm answering anytime I answer these questions, I'm answering the general rule. I'm not really interested in the exceptions, right? Because I work with all manner of dogs, so I have a general rule set that I apply to all dogs, and the product comes out the same way, give or take every time. No apologies, Alexandra. It's not a big deal. I did it once for Michelle. It worked out. It was a misunderstanding. I went into the other thing like it was a misunderstanding. I'm no longer going to do that because, again, I don't need I'm a grown man. I run my own life, my own shit. Like I don't need other people saying things to me that make me have any bad look on them, because it's not their fault either. They're all just looking out for Peter or friends or whatever. When somebody comes and tells me what I need to do and talking about like you better this and that, like you can miss me with all that shit. I'm a rebel at heart. Like that's gonna make me pissed. So I'm done. Again, that's the last time I'm gonna reach out for people like that. If you need help with something, talk to Peter. He's got an email. Just talk to him. Yeah, good vibes only, man. I'm a vibey, chill. I get in the chat. I'm making fun comments. I'm just having a good time, you guys. I think Bozo could be a sheriff in dog form. If you want to see Bozo real quick, he's just eating. Oh, you're going to get the other one, dude? He wants the second one. No, come on. We're not doing that. Yeah, Bozo's just playing with his food. Ah. Good boy. Good job. You don't need two of those, dude. Go do your thing, buddy boy. All right. I had to take that from him. He doesn't need 2 full leg quarters first thing in the day. Yeah, Adriano, just remember, if your dog's not doing something, regardless, break it down. Always break it down into baby steps. Set them up for the first step so they can succeed, and then let them know, hey, And if you're doing the eye contact thing, it might be subtle to the dog. Get them in a sit, ask for their name, have them look up at you, mark it with a positive marker and celebrate it, right? Do that short. Do it for 2-3 times. If you can get it in a row 2-3 times, like really send the message to the dog, that was what I wanted. Then go put them up, let them reflect on it, and then like come back to it. Do it a few times throughout the day. You're not going to solve it in one session. I think training sessions should always be short, Ria. It really just depends. I think I tell a lot of my clients like this, right? A lot of the like dog whisperer types or even like purely positive trainers will say, take the dog on a walk, right? Take the dog on 2 45-minute walks and you'll have a happy dog. So that's an hour and a half. That's 90 minutes a day. If somebody can spare that much time, 90 minutes a day, you should be able to break up that 90 minutes into, say, a handful of 10 to 15-minute sessions. I mean, think about that. 90 minutes is 9, 10-minute sessions throughout the day. That's a lot. That's a lot of work for a dog. If you can do that, smooth sailing. If you could do an hour and chop it up into 6 10-minute sessions, you're on your way. I keep sessions short. I don't think you should make them long. A good way to test a dog's ability to run a session, put them in a long sit or a long down. I say sit because it's easier to see. Put a dog on a mark for 5 minutes and make them hold the sit for 5 minutes, and you'll see how tired your dog gets. Where am I at, Tuttles? I'm in Los Angeles. Oh, Hillsby. I have my dog kill squirrels sometimes. He killed one, but it no longer happens. One thing you could do if I assume maybe you have your dog out in the yard or they're off leash, maybe put a bell on your dog. That'll alert the squirrels if they're smart enough. If you're in the countryside, squirrels will be pretty quick to get away. If you're in the city like me, they might be a little stupider. Maybe they're not, but my dog killed a squirrel because I put gaff tape on the back of his tag so it wouldn't make such a jangle. That day, we were on an off-leash hike and he got one. That was months and months and months and months and months ago. I don't allow that to happen anymore just because I don't want that. You can also get a squirrel scent and desensitize them to the squirrel scent. 1 second, guys. What's that? Oh, okay. I just thought this was a tooth. Come here. Place. Good. Stay there. I thought this was a tooth, but it's just a rock. Holding one, grabbed and just sort of. Yeah. When my dog got the squirrel, it scratched up his nose, which wasn't great. Damn, she has a jingle on her collar too. Well, the next thing, right? That's what these are for. I don't know. That's what these are for. Remember that. Remember that, if you want certain behaviors, the number one thing you need to start doing is collaring up and leashing your dog until you get the behaviors you're looking for or until you can limit the behaviors you don't want for long enough. Well, Linda, it's hard to find teeth like that, but then again, I'm here with dogs all day. I don't get them all. I get about 1 or 2 per dog. I had 3 or 4 puppies in the last few months, and I've got maybe 4 teeth. So I'm missing some teeth. I got those ripped out at the county without any medicine. You just pulled them out. Yeah, actually, Alexandra Haney, dog is a Czechoslovakian wolf dog. He may be part Northern European gray wolf or part, I think it's Caspian wolf. But yes, he is a wolf dog. We thought he was a shepherd mix, which is technically true because they are mixed with working line shepherds. But the long legs, the tail, the back, the head, the shoulders, he's definitely, to the best of our knowledge, the information we have, he's a Czechoslovakian wolf dog. What e-collar do I recommend? I'm using a Mini Educator right now. I have a couple up here, Micro Educator, Mini Educator. They're the best. That's the best. I just don't use anything else. I do use a few Garmin products, but I really don't. I don't mess around with anything, but I literally have one in my hand as we're speaking. I'm playing a game with Bozo while we do this. He's playing like Floor is Lava on his place board. We're letting him stay on there and just kind of learn that we're not going to be getting off the place. Did it hurt to get my teeth removed? I mean, yeah, it fucking sucked. More pressure than pain. I was terrified of the dentist, so I kind of it was a freebie. I got a lesson in not being afraid of the doctor. In fact, this one was the first one I got, and I went to the county hospital right here, the USC Medical Center, and they have a list, a 10-person list that starts filling up at like 2 in the morning, and then they serve the people at 6 a.m. It's students, and you go in, and it's for emergency dental issues only. If you get on that list and it's not an emergency, they'll knock you off for the next person on the list. This one was cracked, and I was in excruciating pain. I would take acetaminophen and smash it into a powder, and then I'd shove it into the tooth to get the pain to go down. On top of that, I was taking ibuprofen and acetaminophen to address both pains. Anyone who's had bad teeth knows what I'm talking about. So they pulled that one out, and it was really the first tooth I'd ever been pulled. I was terrified of the dentist. I closed my eyes, and it clunk came out 30 seconds or less. It was amazing. A couple months later, this one went, and I had the same situation, and I went there, and they went to pull it out. No clunk. It broke and shattered, and they had to spend 45 minutes getting it out. I thought I was done. And then they were like, the resident doctor who was there for the students came and was like, hey, we need to make sure he has nothing underneath the back of this molar. We need to put another x-ray just in case we didn't leave anything down there. And they x-rayed me, and there was more hooked under, and they had to drill in to get it. And I started crying like a fucking bitch, man. I was so sad and scared. And then I went and I laid down. I'll never forget this. This is when I stopped being afraid of the dentist. I laid down, and my eyes were closed, and they had the little block in my mouth, so I couldn't close my mouth. And then I opened my eyes just to see what was going on. And the doctor had like one of those Dexter face masks and a drill, and he was going in, and I heard, and then, and the blood went up and just covered his mask, splattered on his mask, and he was drilling into my mouth. I was just there was so much adrenaline at that point, I couldn't feel anything. And they got it all out, and I haven't had dental problems since. Yeah, I've been training a lot more dogs lately. I've been getting lots and lots of business to the point where I've been pushing it away. I'm booked out till September. The Garmin ones are money, but I don't use Garmin for e-collar. I use Garmin for bark correction only. It's the only bark collar I trust. It's hard to find. I only have 1 or 2 from way back in the day, but I don't use any other bark correction. I'd rather use this. A lot of people put bark collars on their dogs before they e-collar condition their dog, and that is a big, big, big mistake. You'll fuck up your dog doing that. The bite blocks at the dentist hurt? No, they don't. When they yank your fucking teeth out and they don't do it in one swoop, that hurts. Everyone who hates the dentist was in that moment like, stop talking. Man, I'm getting sliced up with some of these trades, Hills. Oh. All right, hold on. I need to do something while we're on this. I don't get mad about my trades, to be honest. When I trade money, I was saying earlier, I imagine it doesn't exist once I put it into the market. It's not my place to try to. I'll just roll out. My problem is I trade derivatives, so I get burned. I get burned often. Like this one, I'm not going to sell it just for $200. I'll just let it run. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Sorry, I'm doing money stuff. Give me a second, boys and girls. Yeah, some of these just really hurt. Not great. Not great, but it is what it is. I'll make it back next week is how I see. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, yesterday was a bunch of crap, but I don't know. I don't take it personal. I was saying earlier, any money I put into the market, I just imagine it doesn't exist anymore. Well, I can only speak from a man's perspective, Toxic. Having passed 3 kidney stones in my life, I don't know what it feels like to a woman, I'm sure it sucks. But as a man, I recommend look up this Seinfeld episode about Kramer passing a kidney stone. That's how it feels. What age would I start using an e-collar on a puppy, or would you use another type of pressure at an early age? Okay, so that's a good question, Tuddles. One, pressure is the one thing you want to talk about first. A young puppy, you don't want to introduce pressure for a while. I usually don't introduce pressure until about the 5th or the 6th month, maybe even 4 to 6 months, depending on the dog. You have to really look at the type of dog's temperament. And when you're using e-collars, I slowly build into the e-collar with them. Leash pressure, vocal pressure, spatial pressure, then e-collar stuff is what I do. But I will also say it's a give and take. It's a give and take, right? Because your e-collar pressure could be less than a lot of leash pressure, depending. And make sure you get the thick, wide collar so you don't mess up your dog. My sister tried using an e-collar for a Chiweenie. Needless to say, it did not work. Just scared her because she was confused. E-collars are a great tool when used right. Okay, yes. Here's the thing. If you don't condition the dog to know what an e-collar is, you have to collar condition the dog to get them to know, A, what the collar is, B, that it's on, C, how it works, and the most important one, how to turn it off. If you don't train that, then you're making a huge mistake. And there are ways to do that, but it's more complicated than answering that right here. Yeah. I don't even know how to say about that, Hills. I use Fidelity. It looks old and clunky. It's very boomer look UI, but it works. I had my Robinhood app open on its own and sell my shares of AMC months ago without any input at all. I didn't do anything. It was like a phantom movement and it sold. Scary. Somebody that's one of my tenant up in my apartment is going to adopt a small dog, and they're going to call me as a reference, and I might tell them, don't give it to her. Dog is nervous around people. I was told if I see people coming, I should cross the street. Said it will always help. It will always have to do that. Any way to help her? Who told you that, Rhea G? Yeah, Hills, I know that, Rodeo. Here's the thing. A lot of people who are emotional traders, it's always positive when it's going up. And then the second there's a red candle, oh, it's manipulation. It's crash. The world's burning. The pink Wojak meme, that's what it is. It's really the Bogdanov twins that dump stocks. Oh. Your sister tried to use an e-collar for barking Chiweenie. Well, you can't fix barking with an e-collar specifically. You need to use an e-collar to send a message to the dog, but the message needs to be clear that it's about barking. There are a lot of ways to cure barking. The best way I could put it is you need to, if the dog's over 6, 7 months especially, really you need to do it at a young age. But if the dog's older, here's my advice for a barking dog. Shut that shit down. Do not put up with it. Send a clear message to the dog that barking will not be accepted. And I know that seems really like whatever, but it's the best way I could put it. Shut that shit down by any means necessary. Hold it, baby. Hodl your GME. That's all good. Be long on it. A trainer. What kind of trainer? A treat trainer? Or do they know what they're talking about? Are they stupid? I don't think your dog has to be always one way. If you're training, they should be able to slowly work their way through it, right? You walk a dog down. Let's say you walk in the dog and there's another dog there. Find a friend who has a dog and work with that exact situation. Mimic the situation, set it up, the situation where your dog fails, and then, again, give them an incremental goal, or give them a simple goal that incrementally increases, and then slowly more and more push towards that, what you want, which is walking across the path of another dog and owner without any reaction. A lot of reactivity, though, is probably going to be due to the fact of how you have the home life with the dog. Do you have your dog on the couch? Do you have your dog on the bed? Do you feed your dog human food? Does your dog know how to walk on a leash? Are you taking your dog on walks for no reason? Maybe teach the dog how to walk on the leash first and then take them on a walk. Remember, walks should only be fun. If they're not, you need to go back to square one and start training the dog how to walk on a leash. I don't use Wall Street Bets, and I was in on GameStop, and I got some money off of it, and I lost more off of it. I'm a big technical trader. I'm not very great with it, as me and Linda were talking about. I'm not an emotional trader. I trade technical levels. I just trade level to level, day to day. I do some day trading. I do some swing trading. I do trade AMC. I made a lot of money on AMC so far. Yeah, Toxic, you're right. All of that is just garbage. You're not going to have trouble getting eye contact with the treat. But what about when you don't have one? I'd be interested if Adriano's dog gives him more attention if he has treats, if he's ever used them. Yeah, trainers nowadays just tell you to avoid situations that they don't know how to handle because they're not good at what they do. My puppy isn't sleeping through the night. No matter how long I keep him up, he always is up at 4 a.m. and then won't go back to sleep until 7 a.m. How do I get him to sleep? Well, number one, what is your dog when your dog wakes up at 4 a.m.? What do you do? Yeah, they preach that nonsense, Alexandra, because it gets them money. Okay, it's the same people who say they're dog trainers, but they're going to sell you a 30-day calendar course on how to train the dog. They don't want to do the actual work. They just want your money. Yeah, break it down. That's how dogs learn. Break it down into small little goals you have for you and your dog. Be consistent, be persistent, be more consistent and more persistent than the dog. Ask for small things so that your dog can get success. And then, like Peter says, build upon that success every time. Have a good one, Michelle. I'm glad you never use treats. I get up because the husband starts yelling. Okay, well, maybe have your husband go get him up. My suggestion would be take the dog out of the kennel, maybe go to the bathroom, take the dog to go to the bathroom, and then put the dog right back in the kennel. And then go back to bed. Hey, leave dog alone. Come on. No, place. No, place. Bozo, get on your place. There you go. You want that? I'll get it for you. Nope. Place. Good. Very good. I'm getting up every once in a while because I got this dog playing a game with me. That's good. I always ask for eye contact. Get attention from your dog when you're feeding them. Never just give your dog food. Put them in a sit. Put the food down in front of them and make them wait. If they try to move, put the food up and do it again in a couple minutes. The food should go where they can see it but not get it if they act like that. Yeah, your trainer doesn't sound like they know what they're doing, Rhea. They sound like they're stupid. You know, you could do Zoom sessions with Peter or me, and it's not the same as having a trainer there, but you want to be consistent. And if your trainer is doing any kind of food training, you're dealing with an idiot. He slaps the kennel door? You mean like paws at it? That kind of stuff, I mean, it's a 6-month-old puppy, but you need to start sending a clear message that that's not going to be acceptable. Yeah, I've done that too, Toxic. I've used treats with dog in the past, but it just made it worse. And anyone who uses treats, they say, oh, we're going to fade them out now. That's not even a real thing. That's just retraining without food. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't. It just doesn't make sense. Phasing out treats is just training the dog without food. Starting training all over, but without food. I mean, yeah, Zach George promotes big kennels for small dogs that have 2 rooms so the dog can go potty over here in a pee pad and then eat their bark box food and treats over here. It's fucking ridiculous. It's called grifting, and it's a very effective way to get money in the dog training world. Diet people do that too, because guess what? We have a lot of fat people in the world, okay? They don't know shit about nutrition or health. Okay, here I come. 1 second. Dog, you a wild one, buddy. You a wild one. I got some packages. I'm waiting on a new phone. My phone has gone AWOL. And yeah, like I was saying, people on Instagram, these big followings, it's how they make money. It's the same thing with diet people or promoting these smoothies that make you thin. It's bullshit, man. Hills, he's not a little prisoner. He's a dog, and he needs to learn to be quiet in the crate. That's what you want, right? This is another thing Peter says, and it's smart. Stop concerning yourself with the emotional state of your dog. It doesn't really exist like that. Look at who's at my feet. Hey. Don't concern yourself with the emotional state of the dog, and especially the emotional state of the puppy. You're gonna give yourself headaches, man. Feed the dog. Take the dog, go to the bathroom. Make sure the dog has shade and water when it needs it, and then work with your dog and then kennel it. If you've done all that kind of stuff, then when the dog whines, shut it down. You know that you've given the dog everything it needs. It's not a mystery. Most people get all wrapped up in the emotional state of the dog because they haven't done those things, and now they're going to project that anxiety onto the dog. That's the truth about that. I mean, I would assume all women out there know you got to train the husband. What got me into dog training? Funny enough, I was working for an animal rescue for a long time. I've always liked animals. I grew up I had spent some time on a ranch as a kid with my uncle. I really like animals in general, but I worked at a zoo rescue. Funny enough, I had worked with dogs. I had worked with other animals for friends. And then I worked at a zoo rescue from a Craigslist ad. And I worked there for some time. And then I started doing a random job to make a paycheck when I got this place over here a few years back. And I was working 2 jobs. The second job was a more corporate job. I was doing optician work, making glasses, lenses, contacts, fitting contacts with a doctor, but I was getting paid really well. So I kind of phased out the work at the zoo rescue because it was a down season time. There wasn't a lot of work. And then I couldn't stand the corporate job. I couldn't even for the paycheck. So I went back to working with animals. And then I just really pushed for it in the last year and a half. Meeting with and working with Peter was, even online, was really helpful because he just saw right through what I was talking about and was like, just go back and do your dog training, man. You're a dog trainer. He slaps the crate like a prisoner with a clinkety clinkety clink with his mug. Just my advice to you, Hills, is like take the dog out if he needs to be taken out to go to the bathroom. If you took the dog to go out to the bathroom, you have, for your dog, 6 months, you're going to have 6 hours before you need to take the dog out again. That's a general rule of thumb. 1 month of life, 1 hour of holding the bathroom. So if your dog is not been out if your dog has been in the kennel for around 6 hours, you need to take him out, get success going to the bathroom, then kennel him right up. Turn your morning routine while they're a puppy, turn your morning routine into, we get up at 4, fine, I'll do it, but I'm only getting up for a minute. We're going to the bathroom, you're going quick, and then we're going back to sleep. Try crate training to us. I don't know. Some guys are into that. Yeah. Anytime you can turn a social situation into a training situation, it's best you do that. Use those moments to your benefit. I've had partners who get mad when I sleep in the other room. It is what it is. When I got older, I realized you sometimes have to tell partners that's a you problem, not a me problem. Yeah, it sucks to watch any animal go. Hills B is secretly telling us that her husband is an ape trader. Ape Nation. Here's a stock market lesson, an opinion. Never be greedy. I was greedy. I could have had. I was greedy. I lost like 2-3 grand today, just because I was like, maybe it'll go a little higher. Fucking idiot. Here's that stupid cough. Yeah, I just, I knew it was something I wanted to do. I just didn't know if it was something I was allowed to do, I guess. And Peter really, I always owe a debt of gratitude to Peter because he saw right through me. Anyone who was on that Zoom call knows he was like, you need to do it. Stop talking about it and just do it. I wouldn't even have started uploading if it wasn't for Peter's fear of attachments. He doesn't have a fear of attachment, but he does have a fear of attachments. He won't open any attachment. And I was trying to send him dog training videos from my phone, and he was like, post that shit on YouTube because I'm not going to open any attachment. My dream, and my partner knows this, my dream is to have like a Diego, a kind of like Frida Diego kind of situation. Frida Kahlo and her husband had 2 separate houses connected by a bridge. I mean, it kind of can be up to you, Hillspeed. No one chooses where you sleep but you. Harambe had, I think, his 18th birthday recently. R.I.P. Harambe. Yup. Bears and bulls will always eat, but pigs will always get slaughtered, man. Don't be greedy in the market. Let me be an example. Don't be greedy. I lost a couple $1,000s today just from fucking greed. Okay, maybe this will give me my money back. Let's check. Probably not, but we'll look. It is what it is. Yeah, you women think you don't like cuddling? Try being a man and cuddling. It's not fucking easy being the big spoon. It sucks. I'm fine with cuddling if a woman wants to big spoon me. I'm fine with that, but I hate. The thing is, the bottom arm, there's never a way to maneuver. There's no place. Honestly, scientists have been trying to uncover the secrets of this for ages, millennia. I think they're in the Dead Sea Scrolls. They talk about actually how to maneuver your underarm, but alas, it's evaded us men for centuries. How do you curb a dog on? Oh, how do you curb dog on dog aggression? Well, there's a lot of answers to that. It depends if the dog is guarding, if it's leash aggression, if it's reactivity or aggression. Has the dog bit another dog? Like, what form is this aggression taking? I'd be interested to know details about that. I got this little freak down here by my feet, just being a fucking dope. Hey, you dope. Look at this dope. When shit like this is going on, I do feel like I kind of hacked I feel like I hacked the Matrix. My older dog bites my puppy. Okay. Let's be specific. Biting to hurt, using their mouth to send a message. Because remember, dogs use their voice, barking, and their teeth and their mouth biting to send messages, right? I've seen dogs put their mouth around a puppy's head completely, but not in a way to hurt them. Are they biting and breaking the skin in a way that is to hurt? Because a lot of puppies will run around and older dogs will be like, hey, motherfucker, leave me alone after a while, which is kind of normal. How many times has the dog broke the skin? I mean, because now we're getting into the dog is getting success biting, and you don't want that. Well, Hills, I'll say this. Number one, maybe you should start keeping them apart for a little bit because it's not going to help having the dog continue to get success biting, right? Because it's like think of it like a dog, right? When you reach into a puppy's kennel and they nip at you and you go like that, you're telling the dog like, oh, that's an effective way to get me to fuck off. If a dog is biting another dog and it's becoming an effective method for getting the dog to go away, you're kind of getting the dog into like a positive feedback loop with this biting behavior. So maybe take a few steps back, right? Anytime you're having these big issues, take a few steps back, assess the situation, and then apply the same principles that you would to the situation at the beginning. Right now, you need to focus on not letting your dog get any more success biting at your little puppy. Yeah, I'm just trying, man. You know, I only have a couple, you know, just over 100 subs or so, and it means a lot to me. There was a while there where I had like 2, 5. I'm trying to grow this, so you know we can do this every Friday if it can grow the channel. I'm into that. It would be nice to be able to do mobile streaming. This dog next door won't shut the fuck up. But yeah, if I can add value to the channel by doing these hour-long streams on Fridays, then I'll do it. I'm like the day trading dog trainer right now. Does that make sense what I was saying to you, Hills? That you need to like... Exactly. Any good thing does take time. I'm in no rush. I feel blessed to be where I'm at. I think that could be one of my gimmicks. Another one, I'm going to get a box truck soon and make like a mobile training, like a mobile, like, you know, dog room apartment thing so that I can take dogs on the road when I get long boarding trains. Go up to the mountains, maybe a national forest for a week or two or whatever. You know what I mean? Just travel with the dogs while I have them, get them road warrior ready, get them trained in different areas. I would like one day to live stream a trip over to the Finger Lakes to visit Peter. If he ever, you know, we've talked about it a little bit. Alexandra, yes. I think it's important to highlight some of the stuff. People get into... my raven feathers are falling. People love to do these like dog breed specific things, right? Oh, you want some water, buddy? Come here. Let's get you some water. There you go, bud. Yeah, I think, Alexandra, it's really important to remember just because a dog is bred to do something doesn't mean they can't do something that goes counter to that. Does that make sense? Like, wolf dogs aren't made to do retrieves, and my dog can go retrieve anything. Okay? He's not like the most enthusiastic about it. He'll do it, though. Same thing, right? Huskies don't have to pull. They can, but they don't have to. I have a friend that has a new bloodhound puppy, and he was telling me, oh no, the dog's gonna have to track because that's what it does. That's just not true. The dog can track. Maybe you teach the dog a hunt 'em up command to go and track and find items in like a tall grass or in short grass so that they can utilize their nose on command. But we don't need cool it, boys. We don't need to like limit the dog based on their breed, and we don't need to limit what we can do in training based on their breed. You want that dog to walk at heel. It's the same thing I said earlier in stream. You need to take a step back. You need to do the proper. Hey, stop that, boys. You need to do the proper housework, yard work, field work, and then work like, you know, out in the what you're doing. You got to have methods. You can never train a dog to heel on a walk. So if your dog needs to heel properly and they're not, and you're walking them, that's the first mistake. Stop the walks, substitute for training. Remember, I mean, like all dogs are the same, even though they're all unique. We apply the same template, no matter what. Well, think of it like this, right? Dogs are not animals that really like ponder thought. You'll hear Peter say that too. Dogs respond instinctually, right? Hill's B dog, her dog responded instinctually this morning and killed a squirrel, right? She didn't command it to do that. So remember, dogs, they respond on instinct and they respond to trained commands. Those trained commands are meant to override that instinct. For instance, if you whistled, my dog's whistle trained. If my dog were to take off after a squirrel again, if I was off leash, I could give him one quick blast on the whistle and he'll stop on a dime and sit. That's something he's been trained to do. The whistle helps with pressure, sending a big pressure wave when the dog is in a moment of chase. But that's what we train for. We train to override the dog's instincts, right? That's what trained commands are for. Tico, who's that by? By Carmen Miranda? Is that who this person is? Those are pretty easy chords. If I heard the song, maybe I'll take a listen. If I like the song, maybe I'll learn it. I don't like to learn songs that I think suck, so hopefully it doesn't suck. Oh, Paco de Lucia is the best guitarist of ever. I grew up listening to Paco. I love him. You should look up Paco de Lucia Rumba. I think it's like a greenish thing, greenish video. That link is a great young Paco playing in a kitchen somewhere. Unbelievable. And actually, even more impressive is his rhythm guitarist. The guy does not miss a beat. All right, come on. I might keep the stream going a little longer after this, but y'all got a minute and a half to ask a dog question. After that, we're just all we're going to do is gossip about Peter till his stream starts. I'm going to try to do it every Friday at 10, which is 1 p.m. East Coast time, if that works for people. If we find that there's more appropriate time, we'll do that. Who do I normally listen to music-wise? I'm a huge Tom Waits fan. I love the band The Silver Jews. I listen to everything, though. I really do listen to everything. I've been listening to a lot of J. Cole. His new album is really good. I love Kanye. He's a genius. I'm literally wearing a Kanye shirt right now. How much raw food would I feed a 40-pound and a 56-pound dog? That is not a really easy answer. I would suggest feeding your dog. If you're doing like leg quarters, feed them one in the morning, maybe one at night. If you're doing a once-a-day thing, maybe try to feed them two and see what they do. I feed dog anywhere from 1 to 2 leg quarters a day. It just depends on what he wants. You need to, with regards to raw feeding, a lot of the information about like what to feed the dogs has been kind of mucked up by the whole NRC world of like very specific, you know what I mean? It's similar to when people are like, I'm going to count my macros with feeding themselves. Look at the dog, feed the dog. If it looks like the dog is overeating, feed it less. If it looks like the dog is undereating, feed it more. Pay attention to your dog, you know, and you'll know how much to feed it. But yeah, music. I've been listening to this guy Tonetta a lot lately. He has a hilarious song called Drugs, 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 Drugs. But he's just shredding on guitar the whole time on like a green screen, and there's all these crazy edits. He's really talented. I have many dog training videos on how to train heel. If you go to the playlist I have that's under dog training, I think I have just under 100 videos. I'll make some videos on healing. There's a lot of great healing drills you can do. I know Peter has a lot of great healing drills. It just seems like sometimes they might go, hey, Bozo, get that out of your mouth now. Place. No. Buddy, you better get up there. Place. No. Bozo. Get up there now. Stay up there. Good boy. Sorry about that. Yeah, Peter has a lot of good healing videos too. A lot of it seems redundant, but you really just got to you got to drill it. It's the most important thing. And I will say this, if you don't teach a potty command, just give up on having a good heel because you're never going to have one. Without a potty command or a release command, you're telling the dog that heel is just a momentary thing. Come to heel and then do whatever the fuck you want. You need the dog to know heel is an implied state just like every other command. Come to heel, be in heel until I release you. What do I use to grind the bones up? Well, nothing now. Nothing now. I tried everything under the sun, and I hated using all of it. It's fucking gross. It just becomes a wet, sloppy, stinky, chicken-smelling mess. So if I was going to use chicken, I would get a chicken leg quarter. I would put it in like a bag so that it wouldn't get everywhere, and then I'd smash the fuck out of it with a giant hammer. Peter uses a battle axe. I use a war hammer. It's kind of funny. I actually make my raw diet for puppies now with a beef or pork base. And I'll chop it up, and then you can see I have videos up that I just put up about it. I think there's a video on my raw food playlist called No Chicken, No Problem. There's also ones of me chopping up and beating down chicken feet, chicken leg quarters with hammers, knives, really making it as small as I can, but it's so much work, it's not worth it to me. I'd rather just supplement with this stuff. I just supplement anything that doesn't have bone already in it. I supplement with calcium citrate. Remember, you don't want any D3 in this. You don't want anything else, just pure calcium. Feeding raw for 12 years. That's good. Yeah, raw food is the way to go, man. I had someone push back to I had someone push back telling me, well, my dog does best on a grain-free diet, and that's why I want to use grain-free food. And I looked at them, I said, you know what else doesn't have grain, right? This chicken leg quarter. See, Hills B is doing all the hard work too. It's a pain in the ass to do all that. It's a pain in the ass, right, Hills? Look at this sweet, sweet bandana I've been using for my mask. We don't have to wear masks anymore, but sometimes when I go into a business and they make a big stink about it, I'll throw this on. But look at how badass this thing is. I assume you're saying you love it to my bandana that is badass, certified badass, and not to smashing up chicken bones. Oh, I guess I was wrong. You like doing things the hard way. Okay. Maybe you should try kennel training your husband. Just getting beaten down, boys and girls. Yeah, gossip time, baby boys and girls. All right, I'll give you the gossip update that I gave in the beginning. Apparently, there was mod drama. One, I never asked to be a mod, though I am happy he made me one. Two, I wasn't blaming or accusing anyone. I was just relaying messages to people who couldn't get messages through. And three, if Peter banned you from the channel, that's your fault. Be careful what you type, okay? He's a sensitive soul. He's a hardworking man. Don't offend the man, or you'll be removed from our beautiful community of YouTube chat. What a fucking loser! Tell him to message me next. What a loser! Oh man, that Destiny chick she seems cool, man. She seems really chill, talented. Maybe I'm the only one that doesn't find it weird. I just like whatever. I hang out with people that are younger than me. I hang out with people that are older than me. I am on IG. I'm under. I have 2 IG pages, but it's not a dog training page. I am on IG under This Is Troy. It's the only time I'm going to say it. Yeah, go ahead. It's private, but I'll add you, Hills. I don't care. I don't really post on there very much. It's just there so people know that I'm not a serial killer. These days, if you don't have social media, it's like, oh, well, what did you do or why or blah, blah, blah. I have a bunch of people from like an old art collective that I hate and don't talk to who still follow me on there or vice versa. So it's just kind of like a junk page. Hell of beans. I think I'm going to get a tattoo soon again. Maybe today. Maybe I'll go get one today. I have a picture of a dog, a family of dogs that I want to get on my leg. I got you. I got you. Usually I make people wait a while, Hills of Beans. All right. A Japanese plover? I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that a dog breed? I swear there's so many of them. Oh, a bird. You bird people, man. I do like that one bird that talks a lot. That bird that's on Instagram, his name's McNuggets. He's like, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's pretty cute. He says, I am McNuggets. I am like little chicken. It's pretty cute. I forget what kind of bird that is, but apparently they're the really talkative ones. I don't get the bird love. I'm not against birds, but they scare the shit out of me. When I worked at that zoo rescue, I told Peter before I had to work with a blue caw. He was 27. He was fucking huge, like this big, and he'd sit right here on my arm. And like he knew when I put the big welding glove on, he hated it. So the only way I could get him to act right was to take him on my bare arm, and I would get clawed up or whatever. But it is what it is. You look in a bird's eyes and there's nothing there. At least that's what I think. I'm just kind of waiting for Peter to go live again. Once Peter goes back on live, then I'm gonna jump ship. It's fine, I guess I was surprised because like, who the hell am I? What? But I will say this: Pigeon Lady had a point in one sense. It's not my fucking business who Peter bans or doesn't ban or blocks or doesn't block. It's really not my call. Hey, get out of there now! Get out of there. Good boy. It's really none of my business. My business is what's going on in the chat, and I'm very clear. If you spam, if you're a troll, you're gone. I have very little tolerance for that in the chat, and I think PL's the same way. I just don't appreciate being told that I need to X, Y, and Z. I'm a grown man. I make my own decisions. No one tells me what to do but me. You'll learn real quick. Anyone will learn here real quick. I'm not to be dictated to. I'm a grown man. I do my own thing. I make my own decisions. Yeah, birds are fucking scary, man. I do have a crow call, and we have a park over here full of crows and ravens. Hundreds, maybe even thousands of them. And I walk through the park with a dog or alone, and I'll blow the crow caller, and they will just start assembling above my head. Awesome I did. I had like 75 crows just following me. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, whatever. This fucking dry cough is killing me. I hate it. And I can't go anywhere because everyone looks at me like I'm going to kill someone if I cough or sneeze. I don't know if it's a benefit or a positive or a negative, but I feel 2021 farting in public, if you rip a huge fart and you'd be better treated than someone who coughed or sneezed. Could probably go into a market and shit my pants and people would be fine with it as long as I was wearing a mask and not sneezing or coughing. And no, that's not an opinion on the mask thing. I just, at this point, at least here in California, we just had our mask mandate lifted and a bunch of people have been vaccinated. So like, there's a lot going on in California with like the virtue signaling of masks. People in LA that I've talked to are like, well, I'm not going to stop wearing it until everyone's vaccinated and no one's getting sick from coronavirus. It's like, okay, whatever. I'm going to listen to what the experts are saying. I'm going to go through the data and say, this is what they're saying, and I'm going to move on from there. It's not my job to tell other people what to do. Tuddles, every time I see your name, I think of the kid with the zombie paint. I like Turtles. He says Turtles, but I just see it when I see your name. Tuddles. I like Tuddles. By the way, for the older people in the chat, old memes are the best. I met someone from my job once who's only 22 right now. They didn't know who Double Rainbow was. They didn't know what I meant when I was like, double rainbow all the way across the sky. It's so beautiful. They had no clue what I was talking about. Well, exactly. Well, how about this? In general, it's everyone's individual problem, right? If it works, then why do you care? If it doesn't, then why do you care? We have a big problem in this country of everyone getting in each other's fucking business. It's none of your fucking business what I do with my body. Okay? Period. And that goes for a lot of topics. If I want to go shoot a gun, that's my prerogative. If I want to go shoot up, that's my prerogative too. I mean, look, I was raised a liberal, but I have a Gadsden flag that I've owned for 10 years that's hanging up above my piano, behind my bicycle that I ride to keep my emissions down. Like I have a lot of different things, but I have a Gadsden flag in my garage from when I was traveling and somebody in Nebraska gave it to me. And it's not because I am a fucking racist or something. It's because, like, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. But people see that and they judge me. Now I keep it up it's a good thing to see where people are gonna see where people lie on the spectrum. If someone walks in my garage and gives me shit for that, not knowing anything or asking me about it, they're gonna be knocked down a peg on my level of respect. Just ask people what they think, and then when they tell you what they think, believe them. That's all. And in Texas, it's always anything goes. I have a fun Texas story I'll tell you in just a second. I don't know who Jonathan the Zombie is. How old is old? I don't know. If you're old, you're old. I'm 33. I'm in my Jesus year, so I mean, I'm old now. I'm not old like as fuck, but I'm not young. I'm not gonna go to the club, party at the club. Hills, I used to go to Austin every year for South by Southwest because I would play music, and then I would do bike things. Actually met Vermin Supreme, the guy with the boot on his head, and took him on a bike ride in Austin one year. I used to go to these crazy bike parties in Austin. Okay, you're old when you stop trying new things, and I'm not old yet. But yeah, I was on a tall bike. You probably have seen those freak bikes in Texas if you're ever in Austin. But I was on one of those double tall bikes. I had ridden those for a long time. I'd made one. And a drunk driver in Austin, Texas, in the middle of the night, drove right into me from behind. I was just riding along, doing my thing. And a driver hit me so perfectly in the back of my bike that the tire mark was like super thin on the bumper. And I got hit and I flew back. And since my bike was so tall that when I got hit, I flew back and I went over the hood of the car and I went through the windshield butt first and went in like that and went through the windshield and was stuck like on the dash passenger side seat. And then he opened the door and tried to kick me out. And I walked away from that without an injury. The paramedic literally said, I don't know, man. Sometimes people just bounce off. That's the official paramedic statement. Yeah, when people show you their true colors, believe that too. But I believe what people say, right? Like for me, I have a Gadsden flag because, like, don't tread on me. Leave me alone. I own guns. Okay. But I'm not a Republican. I've never voted Republican a day in my life. I'm not really a conservative, right? Like, I don't believe in environmentalism, but that's because I'm a conservationist. I care about nature, but not in the way that certain people think I should. But, you know, I have a lot of conflicting views. I was raised very liberal in Los Angeles. And I think over the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a lot of liberal policies just being like force fed down my throat. So I was forced as an anti-Orthodox person to listen to other things too. I listen to everything though. The only thing I trust is most of the things I trust I read, and I read them from multiple sources that are meant to contradict each other, and I look for the things that they all say. Yeah, it was a lucky hit, Hills. I got very lucky. I got very, very lucky, but sometimes it's better to be lucky. Hey, Toxic Shiba is back. Shiba, now that I'm doing these live streams, if I go on some epic rants, are you going to clip it and animate it? You should. Should be clipping rants from Peter and I and animating them. For anyone who doesn't know, Toxic is an awesome animator. She doesn't let on to the cool shit she does. Hey, get out of there now. Get over here. Come on. I want you here. Come on. Let's go. That's good. Yeah. Oh, it's so big. Oh. Dog is not having it with that puppy. Look, I mean, these days, it's not enough to not be racist, right? That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. It's like, everyone stop proselytizing, stop projecting. I'm not interested in religious style politics. It's so stupid. People, I have a Trump friend. I have friends who are Trump voters, and it's fine. I have a Trump friend, and I was making fun of him the other day. I was like, go ahead, say the line, because he always talks about the election fraud stuff. Say the line. Say it. What? Say Trump could still be president, you fucking idiot. It's all, look, I don't lean one way or the other when it comes to this kind of shit. You need to take care of yourself. I'm a big believer in radical self-reliance. That's what I'm a big believer in. Not libertarianism, none of that crap. Just be prepared and know what you believe and be confident in that. You can draw me as an animal. Draw me as a wolf. Draw me as a dog man. I am the dog man. Peter doesn't want to tell you guys that, but I am the dog man. Yeah, I don't get into that whole, like, I'm not going to damn someone for their beliefs or their thoughts. Beliefs, maybe. I don't like beliefs. There's a great quote in Dogma that I live by where he's like, ideas are great. People share ideas and come up with new answers. But beliefs are dangerous because think of how many people died in the Crusades from beliefs. How many people died in 9/11 because of beliefs? Beliefs are dangerous because it doesn't leave room for doubt. You'll always notice people who have beliefs, especially strong beliefs, will at a certain point always rely on faith to fill the gap. That's the argument of the gaps, right? The God of the gaps is what they call it when it comes to the discussion about atheism. And now we have politics of the gaps. We have racism of the gaps. You just have to be able to pay attention to it, not be afraid to be honest with yourself about it. Why a duck? I mean, I do like ducks. I don't know why you draw me as a duck, but I'd take it. My friend's cousin was one of the 9/11 hijackers. Are you fucking with me? You're fucking with me, right, Hills? I mean, I thought I had something to add to every statement. I thought I had a crazy story for every statement, but I need to know more about that. Yeah, do a Bigfoot and Dogman cartoon of me and Peter. I am convinced that Peter is either me from a future timeline or I'm him from a past timeline in the future. Shut the fuck up, Hills. Are you serious? Which hijacker? Which one? Did he get to the, was he one of the towers people? How's the island that he's sitting on right now? I'm just joking. How's the island they sent him to? Because, you know, it was an inside job. Just joking. That's crazy. Okay, that's fucking crazy. I mean, yeah, 9/11 was fucking horrific. Sometimes I'm interested to, I would be really interested to hear Peter's take on 9/11 because I don't know if he was in the city when that happened, but if he was, he would have been old enough to have some really like thoughtful takes, I would think. That's crazy. What does your cousin think about that? I would assume they're just a little bit perturbed by it, I guess. I'm glad it was your cousin's friend and not your friend's cousin. It'd be tough to swallow that pill that your like cousin did something like that. I remember where I was when 9/11 happened. I'll never forget where I was. I remember the teachers showing it on the TV screen, and then I remember before school being on the blacktop at like the basketball court or whatever. And I remember, I remember this one kid. He said something that just like, I don't know why it stuck in my mind. Anyone who has like random memories like this will, you know, sometimes things are said and it's just like so funny you can't forget it. He said, no joke. My dad said it was the Japanese. Hey, get out of there. That's it, dude. Come here. It's going up. We're not doing that shit. Come on. I'll be right back, y'all. Sit. Good. Let's go. All right. Come on. I'll be down. What you doing, boy? Come on out, bud. All right. Al-Gamdi? It's funny, I really want to go to the Middle East. Even if these conflicts don't let up at all, I'm going to go. He's like, you got to get out and travel everywhere, and I really want to see things in the Middle East. What's up, Peter? Is your live stream on yet? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the footage from like at the foot of it, that one guy who had the nice camera who went and saw it all, it's just like, I don't know, man. A lot of that stuff is just so fucking tragic. People want to like diminish it. I don't know. It's fucking sad. It's very sad. Really what happened with 9/11 that was the most sad is like the response to it, the war, ongoing wars. I mean, look at us still in Afghanistan. And the Patriot Act. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Patriot Act is a fucking drag. It really is. I think there's two main things that happened. Three things, if I'm going to really get in my political bag, that happened in my lifetime that have really seen the like kind of disintegration of what people knew beforehand. The repeal of Glass-Steagall, Patriot Act, and what was the decision? Citizens United about corporations being people. It's tough. People don't see small dogs the same as big dogs. That's why small dogs always have behavioral problems. I'll try to keep playing and answering questions. That's why small dogs are the worst sometimes, or most of the time, because owners don't know how to handle them, and the consequence of being bit by a Chihuahua is much smaller than being bit by, say, a dog. Speaking of dog, this guy's being all the time. This is how he is all the time. It's just so fucking good all the time. You just being good over there, buddy? You just being a good boy? You are my good boy, aren't you? You are my good boy, aren't you? I'm going to sit over here so that we can look at you too. Look at how good he is. It's a yard. I do like this is a peach tree. That's a lemon. There's a lime back there. We have a fig tree at the base of the palm tree. Orange tree over here. And then if you could see way back there in a little, where is it? Right here, next to the fig tree, right there. It's a hemp plant. It's not a hemp plant. It's a female weed plant. It's going to be great when it's done. He's my favorite thing ever. Aren't you, dog? Are you my favorite thing ever, buddy? Come here. Oh, yes. Okay. We'll make you earn it. Here. Hey. Hold up. Sit. No. Stay there. Put that little booty down. He's like, what are we doing? I've been sitting out. I don't want to work. Hold. Go get that thing. Remember when I couldn't even get him to put it in his mouth, Toxic? No. Ho! Go get it. He'd do a retrieve from the pits of hell for me now. I like it. I like it. Good boy. Thank you for going to your place. He would retrieve it from the pits of hell for me. He'd dive into a volcano if he needed to get this thing. Pecan trees in your yard. All right, so I'm going to type something in the chat, right? There's pecan versus pecan. Which are you? I need to know. Tell me in the chat. There's only 7 of us, but I need to know which way we skew. And if you say pecan, then you're just out. We don't want your opinion. Yeah, nothing like having a dog as my best friend. Think about this. I wouldn't have even continued pursuing training had I not rescued dog. And I was just walking around one day. Changed my life completely. Wait. Stop coming up with a new spelling, you fucker. Pecan, like you're a southerner. You say pecan. I say pecan. Pecan. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here, Toxic. Pecan. Pecan. I don't know what I say, but if you start asking that too much, you're like, I don't know. Pecan. I think I call them pecans. Pecan. See, now I don't know. I definitely call it pecan pie. For whatever it's worth. All right, Linda has spoken. It's pecan. I'm fine with that. It does drum up the wrong image, though. A pecan. Big dog, my big dog. My dog, my big dog. Speaking of regional dialect, did you know that crows have a different dialect depending on what part of the world they're in? Crows in Southern California don't speak the same dialect as crows in Japan, for instance. You'd be making homemade donuts? I can't be eating donuts. I want one, but I can't. Again, I'm 33. I'm trying to watch my figure. I need to be thin my whole life. I need to be in shape. I could do a pretty good Southern accent. I could put a little South in my mouth if I got to do it. I've been drinking a little AHA, a little spicy water. How's my Southern accent? You like my Southern accent there, Linda? You think it's pretty good? I'm going to drink out of this pecan right here. Once I'm done with it, it's going to be my new pecan. I spent a week's heat wave sitting in kiddie pools with the dogs. It's been pretty cool. Too many immigrants, Hills. You're racist. That's racist. Hillsby, cancel Hillsby. She said the word immigrant with a slight negative connotation of not any specific type. You're in trouble now, lady. Canceled. Hillsby is canceled. I was listening to Immigrant Song the other day by Led Zeppelin. And that other one that's like, might be the best song ever. Ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. I don't know what the actual song name is right now. It's great. It might be the greatest song ever. Hey, not too bad. All right. I did my Southern accent and the sun started coming out, making it nice and hot and humid down here. It is a little off. I'm not going to lie. I understand that. I'm not an impressionist. I can do good impressions of people, but not like general population. You know what I mean? I can do a pretty good, I'm not going to do it, but I can do a pretty good Indian accent, like Southeast Indian, but I shouldn't do it because it's offensive. A lot of the good accents I can do are kind of offensive. For a while, I had a roommate who was not Dutch. They were Norwegian, and I could do their accent perfectly because I was around it all the time. I could probably, maybe I'll do a live stream where I'll do like a total like parody of Peter. Hopefully he doesn't get pissed off. I don't think Peter is very sensitive, but I don't ever want to piss him off because like I have so much respect for the guy, like just so much. A Seth Efrenkin? Oh, you do a good Seth Efrenkin accent. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that is. I just have no clue. That reminds me, I need to text. Oh, South African. Like the people from that rap group, right? You guys want to see a ridiculous dog? We're doing some Inception videos right here, but look at this fucking ridiculous dog.
Hey, buddy. What's up? Are you a real dog? Or are you a sentient mop?
That dog wears a diaper.
No response? Nothing?
Not into it, but hey. I actually really love the video of the Appalachian like locals doing like the calls in the holler, and they're like speaking across the forest. It's kind of fucking cool. Yeah, I get good at mimicking people. Maybe that's more than like accents. I'm good at impressions of people that I know. I'm looking at videos of one of these of the dog that I just trained, Coda. He's finally. We've been I did some house calls after. Coda's owner is pretty cool. They did lessons leading up to a board and train, and then they did the board and train, and then they offboarded with more lessons packed on to just even outboardings. And we've got Coda, who was afraid of water, doing pool jumps now. She has a pool, so he's jumping for retrieves in the pool. It's fucking awesome. Southern accent shows up when you're angry. I love that. You're like a Southern Ricky Ricard. The dog is old, but more specifically, I think the owner of that dog, who's not a client, it's a friend's parent, they were staying in a hotel and they didn't want the dog to make any accidents in the hotel. I said, well, you just train the dog to go on command and that won't happen. But hey, it's not my dog, not my monkey, not my circus. You know what I mean? I don't give advice to people I don't need to give advice to. Can pay me to get the dog's diaper off of it, but I'm not gonna waste my breath trying to convince someone to do something with their dog that's not worth convincing. Oh, fun fact. Right there. Every day I lay right there. I lay right there. That was where the post worker, for anyone who knows what story I'm talking about, that came down here and had the awkward exchange with the finger guns. They came down right there and they're like, excuse me. Ah, hi, sir. Just laying in the sun trying to even my tan out. My non-tan. Yeah, exactly. That's where it all went down. Now he just knocks on the gate door. I really don't. I mean, if a dog's in heat, I would just kennel it and work it when I can. I just don't see the big problem. I don't know. You don't want the dog to be in heat, get it fixed, I guess. Well, watch out. Toxic Southern accent's about to come out. Fun fact, when we were in wrestling, they used to shove tampons up our nose to stop the bleeding. Yeah, my challenge to you for the day, Toxic, maybe even for the weekend up until next week. Here's my challenge to you. You only get to apologize 3 times a day. You apologize too much, Toxic. You're sweet. You're a very sweet person with a lot of information and you're passionate about stuff. Stop apologizing to people. You don't owe people apologies. It's a great way to always think, like, kills your confidence too. Apologizing too much will kill your confidence. Be confident in what you're doing, what you're saying. You're not being mean. You didn't sound mean at all. Well, if you're talking about your bed, there's no reason your dog should be in your bed. So there's the solution to that problem, Linda. And if your dog is in your bed, that's probably why they're having those dog-on-dog aggression issues. really unfair. I think a lot of women are they struggle with this battle, this balance, right? In general, people, but I notice it more generally in women is like women have a high degree of agreeability. There's like Hills, you might know about this. I was reading a medical journal about like studying the brain of men and women police officers in high conflict situations, and how like men are more adept to what we all would normally refer to as fight or flight, and women do this like tend and befriend thing. High degrees of agreeability is something that's common in women. It's like sometimes you just got to break that cycle. If you find yourself in that cycle, in a loop, man or woman, but I'm speaking from that specific study, is like you don't always have to apologize. Just be confident, say what you have to say, and you can still be confident in your words and hold space for someone's concerns. Yeah, you're extremely anxious, toxic, because you probably are second guessing yourself all the time from, I don't know, maybe a lack of confidence, from, I don't know, maybe apologizing all the time. I'm telling you, my challenge to you for the weekend, 3 apologies a day. You can get a little Sharpie, 1, 2, 3. Once you have 3, you're done. That's it. When I was a kid, I used to cry a lot. I cried like a little bitch all the time. And you know what my mom told me? She goes, you only get to cry once a week. Not in a mean way. She used to tell me this story. She was like, remember the story about the boy who cried so much, and then one day he went to cry because he was really sad and he had no more tears left. Oh, my bad, Linda. It's hard for me to keep track of the 8 people that I'm talking to. Clearly, I'm in the clouds. Yeah, they don't react the same. They just don't. It's interesting if you've ever been. Here's a controversial topic. Right? I think that women on patrol, it's asking them to do something they're not normally as equipped to be doing. It doesn't mean they can't do it. There's always exceptions to the rule. But maybe put them on a desk. I don't know. Put them on a desk job. Same with the old guys and the out of shape people. Patrol is a place where, like, if you're not really dialed in and able to not only keep your composure, but be active and deal with all that stuff, you're in harm's way. And that's why I say it. I don't want to see anyone put in harm's way unnecessarily. But that whole tend and befriend thing was I never heard that term. It was really interesting to learn about. I didn't have a dad to smack me and tell me that. My mom smacked me and told me to act like a man. He's the only man in the house. Start acting like one. It helped. It's good to have dogs in crates. It's never a good idea to have a dog in your bed. I'm never gonna falter or give an inch on that. Even if you do it once, it's terrible. Don't do it. You really want to sleep with your dog like that? Make a bed on the ground. Sleep on the ground. Go down. How could you be? You're sending the wrong message to the dog by saying they could be on the bed, but by going down on the ground with them, you're sending a message to them that you're part of their pack. You're with them. You're down for them. No pun intended. Dog, you getting hot? You want to go inside, buddy? I'm gonna move this inside, and then I'll probably end it pretty soon. But we're gonna stay on here for a little longer. Let's go for a little walk because it's getting really hot in LA, and I can already feel the heat picking up. Come on, dog. Hopefully I don't spill this spicy water on my computer. Go ahead, buddy. Boop-a-dee-boop, boop-a-dee-dee. I'm just having fun being on here. Boop, 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 boop-a-dee-boop, boop, boop, boop-a-dee-boop, boo. All right. The orange chair. This is the orange chair of shame, where I shame people who do a bad job. Oh, gotta move it a little. I don't want you guys to see my bozo checklist. That's this is the chair of you don't do the right things with your dog chair. This is where I dole out all the bad behavior, bad dog owner mistakes, right? I have another one I need to shoot, which will make it an even 10, but it's about making your dog an accessory. Your dog's not an accessory. My house looks cozy. Well, this is just one of them. It is cozy. It's just the problem is it's in Los Angeles. I But Jesus Christ, it sucks here sometimes. The chair is great. The plants are great. I like my house. It's good. Sometimes I wish I had. There's a bottom part of this house that I wish I had too. Well, I mean, it's good that you have to choose when to put them up there, but I would just say, don't put the dog up there. If anyone's in AMC, it's getting, that tree is getting chopped down right now. Right? Well, at least you're honest about it. You probably aren't doing the right things in every situation, but if it works, it works. I'm not one to, you know what I mean? There are exceptions to the rule, right? I'm not here to say that it can't work doing it that way. There's some really cool stuff here. Yeah, we have some cool houses. A lot of creative stuff. I also am on a hillside, so there's a lot of creative houses here. Thinking of getting this tattoo today, maybe. I'm thinking of getting a tattoo today. We'll see if I do it, if I go through with it. I haven't gotten tattooed in a while, but I really want to do it. I feel like I'm overdue, if that makes sense. To anyone who has tattoos, you might know what I mean. This is the photo I want to get. It's like a picture of a family of dogs. It's hard to see. There we go. Dog family. I have so many weird tattoos, man. I got a Tree of Life sacred geometry piece. This one that a comic book artist did on me without me watching. It's just like a blind tattoo, one for my mom. I got up my arms. I got all weird tattoos, ones I've done with friends on myself. Yeah, I mean, isn't a house always a lifelong commitment? I want to find an old crack house and buy it so I can rebuild it. Let me rephrase. It doesn't have to be a crack house. It could be like a heroin den. I don't care. Just want something cheap. I keep thinking about buying property in Joshua Tree, but I'm just like, I don't know if I want to buy desert property. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I just don't know. All right. Well, I think I said I'd do an hour. We're almost up to 2 hours. I'm going to get off of this, and then next Friday I'll do another one. We'll try to keep it to around an hour-ish. Pacific Northwest State of American tattoos. That's very cool. I want to get some tattoos inspired by like Chilean costumes, Chilean masks. This is a take a look at this, and if anyone can guess what it is in Peter's chat or the next time we're in the chat together, mad props to you. But I will be going now. I appreciate everyone that's coming in here and doing this. I mean, we had like maybe 12 people. At one point, there were 14 in here. That's awesome. It sounds right. We build just like dog training. We're going to build on that number, and hopefully one day we're doing big old streams and having a good time. And my goal is not to make money streaming on YouTube. My goal is just to give information. Yeah, Rhea, it sounds like you might. I don't know what area of the country you're in. Did you say Connecticut? If you're in Connecticut, if I remember that correctly, call Peter. Why not have Peter train your dog? He's the best, man. If I was in the Northeast, I would be on that. I would be on that ranch one way or another. Yeah, I appreciate it all. You guys were amazing. We'll do more. I'll put some songs up soon. I'm going to bring the banjo down and do some songs. You're in Canada. Send them to Peter. Peter has Canadian clients all the time. Next time you're in the chat, go on Peter's thing, read your dog, right? I think it's like pkane@readyourdog.com or something like that. Look at his email and send him an email. Peter's always looking for work. He's not looking to give away free information, but he is looking for work always, I'm sure. All right, y'all. I'll see you. I'll probably be in Peter's stream later. But I got to go do some work. I got to go eat, and I got to, like, work out. All right. Talk to y'all later. Thanks again. See you next Friday.